Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. So I wanted to show you guys how I made this DIY zine. So a few months ago I found this beautiful paper at a local craft store. It's this really thick kind of waxy paper, and then it has actual dried rose petals inside it. And I just thought it was so beautiful and so cool. So I wanted to use it for something, and I decided that it would be perfect for a small zine. Now I wanted to actually fold it and sort of have it in one piece like I was trying to do here, but it turned out to be way too thick to do that. So instead I cut it up in 4 separate pieces of paper, each folded in half, and then I stacked them on top of each other. And then I decided to sew them together, so binding them like a small notebook. I did it by poking 3 holes in the middle of each page that were equal distances from each other on all the pages. And then I stacked them on top of each other, lining up all the holes. And then I sewed through from the inside of the book through the middle hole. So after tugging a bit, I got the needle through. Remember to leave a little extra thread. Now you're on the outside of the book, and then you want to stick the needle through either one of the other holes. Then you bring the needle back through to the inside of the book, and now you want to bring it all the way across to the opposite hole on the other side of the middle one. Then you bring that through to the back again, and lastly pull it through the middle hole. Now you should have 2 strings, both coming out of the middle hole, and now you just tie a knot on those and cut off the excess string. You get a really secure and nicely bound notebook. And then because my edges were very uneven and rough, I decided to just cut off some of it to the edges more straight. I just did this with a metal ruler and a roller blade. So now that the actual notebook is finished, I could finally decorate it. I decided to make it into sort of a little inspiration book full of quotes and cute little drawings to sort of tone for this year. So for the cover of my zine, I decided to go very simple and just stamp on the words My 2018 on the front. For the first page, I ripped up some scrapbook paper, glued it into the book, and put a small post-it note on top. I used some washi tape, and then I drew a little bouquet of wildflowers. And next to it I wrote, "Be curious, not judgmental," with this really beautiful gold color from my Fine Tip palette. And on the next page, I wanted to do sort of a watercolor moon type shape. It wasn't real watercolor paper, even though it was extremely thick, but it just absorbed everything, so I couldn't put down water. So it wasn't perfect, but I think it turned out okay. Then I did the constellation for the Sagittarius, which is my star sign. And then I wrote Sagittarius beneath. On the opposite side, I drew the different moon phases, and then I did some gold detailing around it. Give it a more rustic feel. On the next page, I did a 2018 playlist spread. I didn't write any songs down, but I'm thinking that I'm going to use it for if I find some really great songs over the course of the year that I just want to remember. So I'm going to write those down there. And on the opposite side, I just put down a big post-it, and then I drew a hand holding some wildflowers. I really like the simplicity of it. Drew some icicles hanging down from the top of the page. And then on the next page, I wrote "Every moment matters." And I like the very simple, clean look of just a few words in the middle of the page. Put some scrapbook paper and washi tape on the next page, and a dried leaf. And then I made a places to go spread, so I'm just writing down different places I want to visit, and then I stuck in a Polaroid of the Eiffel Tower next to. On the next page, I put in more scrapbook paper and made a little pocket on the opposite side for some dried leaves. I did some more gold detailing, and then I wrote "It is what it is." Last page, I replicated a Pinterest post I saw with a dictionary type definition of a made-up word called blossom. So finally I made a little paper band of some leftover scrapbook paper, and then I can slide that over to keep the zine closed. I also just wanted to thank everyone really quickly for being so positive about my latest videos. I've gotten so many really nice comments and I just appreciate it really much. So thank you so much for that. I hope you enjoyed the video and I'll see you in the next one.